Thanks a lot. Can I ask about South Sudan?
Sure.
I wanted to, on South Sudan, Mr. Ladsous mentioned it, but I wanted to know, I guess, if it was discussed in consultations and if the U.S. has a position on President Salva Kiir proposing to divide the country into 28 states, which some people said would change the kind of the balance that was agreed to. Does the U.S. think that that's should be rolled back? And also, what is UNMISS's role in terms of reporting ceasefire violations? Like, I've seen some situation reports where they're aware of things that they don't announce. Is it up to them to say when civilians are killed or the ceasefire is violated, or is there some other mechanism that's not, reporting? On Friday at Mundri, they said that 14 people were killed. They were going to check it. They never came back. Was this discussed, and what do you think they should do?
Well, we certainly got a rundown of ceasefire violations from the Special Representative, the Secretary General, in our briefing just now. I would imagine if we were in Juba, we would be getting regular updates, and certainly our team has a constant communication with folks on the ground in UNMISS, but also through DPKO here. This is a very large country, and it is not an enormous peacekeeping mission. It's a larger mission than it was when it first came into existence in a very different set of circumstances. But I suspect the reach that UNMISS has to be able to identify ceasefire violations, report them back, verify them, et cetera, is not exhaustive or is not universal. This is one reason, as you know, that we have supported also their request for unarmed manned vehicles so that they'll have more scope to know what's going on in parts of the country that they can't access, either because their access is being physically blocked or because of bad roads or poor weather conditions. Your first question? Yes. So the UN's position on this, which you've probably heard articulated, is that this is an issue on which people have very strong views across the country. Clearly, President Kiir has his own view. It is essential that the transitional government, which now needs to be embarking on a whole series of executive decisions and executive measures to bring the country together to try to forge unity, that it be involved in deciding how the country is structured. Now, that is a polarizing issue. It is an issue, again, on which there will not be rapid consensus, but we think it's extremely important that the transitional government take up its position and that issues like the demarcation of states be addressed by the new body rather than having facts on the ground prematurely created by a government that itself is going to be absorbed into a transitional government.